Hi everyone, it's Carol. Today we're going to think spring and we're going to paint some jars that I purchased at the Dollar Tree and make them into something beautiful. All right, let's get started. Okay, so now we have our jars, and I highly suggest before you paint your jars, make sure you wear your gloves. So we're going to start with the first jar that I got at the Dollar Tree, and we're going to paint it a simple color. I was thinking either yellow, pink, and then maybe add a little bit of gold shimmer to it. The paint is paint that you would use to paint jars or glass. I picked some spring colors today for you to show you a little bit about the colors choices for the spring. You may want to put 2 coats on your jar. It's nice and relaxing, very therapeutic to paint. I enjoy painting. So I'm painting my jar, this jar, yellow, because yellow makes me think of spring. Make sure I cover all the areas on the jar. And I'm going to let this dry and probably put another coat on, making it look more like a vase. And like I said, I'm probably going to put a second coat on. And while it's drying, I'm going to get my second jar. This one's a little bit different. This one's just a little bit different. It's round. And this one maybe I'll paint pink. Gotta make a pink jar for spring. Just go round and round and make sure you use a cloth that you can ruin while you're painting. And I'm going to paint around. It's very creative, very therapeutic to paint. Very inexpensive. The jar costs $1. I got the paintbrushes at the Dollar Tree. I got the flowers that we're going to use. The tea lights. Got everything at the Dollar Tree. And while we let this sit and dry, I'm going to bring my third project that I had been working on. So this one I've been using more of a swab paint. You see I started it and I used the gold and the blue, and I used the dabber. It's a little dabber brush, and I just dab on the side of the jar. The reason I'm doing this one is because I'm going to dab in some sparkles too. Make it look prettier. And I'm going to get another dabber brush, and I got my sparkles, and I'm going to put a little sparkle on it and go around with the sparkles. Just go around with the sparkles. Make this a little sparkly. And also rub in a little bit of the green. You could be creative. You can do whatever you want. You can make them plain. You can make them a little sparkly. Whichever way you want to go with that. And I'm going to let that now sit and let it dry. And I'm going to go back to my yellow and touch it up again. You might have to put on a couple of coats to make it a solid vase color. And then let it sit. If you want, like I said, you can paint the inside. I'm going to put things in the inside so you won't see it anyway. This one I'm going to make like a planter to sit on my shelf and let me think of spring. This paint is glass paint. It says on it. It's like $1 a bottle. I actually bought this at Target, and it's like a glass paint. I might paint the inside and let it dry. Like I said, you're not going to see the inside because I'm going to be putting plants in here, like a plant holder for my window. But if you want to touch up the inside, you have extra yellow, go right ahead. So I'll let that sit and dry. Then I'm going to grab my pink one. And I'm going to touch up that pink paint one more time. And paint it pink for spring. Think pink for spring. And I'm going to let the yellow one sit to dry. And just make sure to give it some time to dry. And that green vase that I was dabbing gold. Here's my gold. I might want to dab a little more gold on. Make it a little more sparklier. And let that sit and dry. And I'll show you what I'm doing with that one after it dries. And then while I'm waiting for them to dry, I cut some flowers and some leaves. I'll show you. That I purchased out at the Dollar Tree. That I'm going to use to put into my vases. Along with some pretty little flowers. For my sparkly one, instead of putting flowers in, I might want to put a candle in and make it sparkle inside. Okay, so here you go. I'm going to take one vase at a time. So here's your little yellow one. I'm going to put a little pink flower inside of my little yellow one. And then I am going to add some white flowers and some leaves. I could put my pretty yellow vase with all my flowers in it up on my windowsill to make me think of springtime. So that's my first vase, my yellow one. And my next vase is going to be my little pink one. Here's my little pink vase that I painted. And I'm going to take these little yellow flowers and add it to my pink vase, which I put little sparkles on. And then again, if you want, you can add a little leaves to it. A little more. And you can put it up on your windowsill. So now I have my pink and my yellow vase with some flowers. Now the last one is my sparkly green. I made my sparkly green. And with that one, what I'm going to do, instead of putting flowers in, I'm going to put a tea light. All of these items I purchased at the Dollar Tree, and that tea light will glow on my window or on my shelves in my home. And that is a very pretty way to decorate little tiny jars that you purchase at Dollar Tree. I want to thank you all very much for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed the program, and I hope to see you again really soon. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a wonderful day.